Welcome everybody and welcome to this next School of Light class. So today I'll be channeling the Ra Collective and today we have Elma. Hi Elma.
Hello.
So before I bring them forth, I'll read out a message that was pre-channeled the other week from them. So the message is, we are the Ra Collective. We are here to assist you assimilate to your higher dimensional existence of oneness expression in physical form. You as a collective have entered a new dimensional paradigm of God expression and thus a new paradigm dimension of human expression. You are vibrating in dimensions that have never been experienced before within the human experience, for you have asked for more. And you have asked to transcend human conditioned paradigms that have prevented you in seeing the vastness of the universe and the vastness of the internal you. Existing beyond the earth plane and existing as a member of an interplanetary, inter-universal collective. You have entered the vibrational point of no return, of non-awareness, for you are ready to explore the vastness of your essence and thus the vastness of your internal existence. All right, so that is a message from them. They obviously teach oneness as well, so it'd be very interesting for what they have to say. So yeah, if you have any questions, and yeah, what I'll do now is that I will bring them forth for you. Welcome, my dear one. It is the Ra Collective coming through. We are showing Kimberley the universe. We are showing Kimberley, and by speaking these words through her, we are showing you the vastness of the universe. The vastness of the universe, the stars, the nebulas, the energy in motion, the streams of energy that is dancing together, pulsing together, creating the network of galaxies, of universes. You are the manifestation of all that is. What you perceive in your reality is an illusion, and what you see about the universe and about what exists beyond the earth plane is only a pin drop. It is only a very minute grasp on what is truly out there. You as a collective are opening your eyes. You as a collective are starting to remember more of who you are. You are starting to remember that you are an integral part of this universal system, that you are not alone, that you are integral to the expansion of all that is, that you exist in an interplanetary, interdimensional system, that you exist with, we would say, different collectives of beings working together. We would say now is the time for you as a collective to remember who you are and take your place among those amongst the stars. My dear ones, you were not, we would say, ready to know who you were amongst the galactic brothers and sisters until now. This was always part of your plan. This was always part of your collective soul contracts. You wanted to remember who you are. You wanted to remember your place in the universe, that you are all powerful, that you are not lesser than. It has been a journey for you in the collective, and there's been many challenges in your perception, but you are highly advanced, and this is why you wanted these challenges. You wanted to forget, only to now be in this transition where you are now seeing glimpses of your power, and that you are now seeing glimpses of the oneness state that truly exists. You are seeing evidence of this in your physical reality, of oneness in action. It may still be attached to duality consciousness, but you are now starting to see more oneness in action. And this is a powerful step, because once you can recognize that oneness exists, that love truly exists, that oneness exists within your brothers and sisters, you will then start to activate the remembering that there is oneness amongst beings not of the human race, that there is oneness amongst universes, oneness amongst all that is. And it is a step in the human collective evolution. So know that you may perceive that the human evolution may be lesser than, or it may be not be as advanced. It is truly advanced. It's only in the illusion where you do not perceive it as an advanced journey. For only the most advanced beings are here able to forget who they are, only to weather this transition, to manage this transition in such a way that you are able to not only manage your own frequency, but you are also able to increase the frequency of all that is, just by you living and breathing in the present now, just by you existing in the present now. For your expression of life ripples out throughout all that is. What is occurring on Earth is the biggest evolution that the human collective has ever seen. And only the most advanced beings are bringing this forth and activating this. And there are many stories in the illusion, and there are many people awakening to what is behind the veil, yet there are many still attached to what you perceive and what you term as 3D consciousness. It is the illusion of physical reality, and many are going through fear in the process of awakening to the higher truths. So understand this is part of a process. Many people who have strong attachments are so attached to control, are so attached to duality consciousness, that even though they are awakening, they start to attach to stories within the illusion, and this can also trigger fear. But it's also part of their evolution, it's also part of their journey and the collective journey. So as you see the collective awaken, you will see, we would say, stages of fear, stages of exploration about what is real and what is not real. This is all part of the journey, and it is all perfect. If you are able to detach from stories of the illusion, then you do not have to linger in this realm of 3D reality. You do not have to be attached to it, and you can recognize that they are only stories, and that it was all for you, and that it was all planned as part of your soul contracts. And then it is there where you can further let go of resistance, and you can then align more to love and acceptance. And as you do that, you then align to more oneness remembrances. It is a step by step. It is a journey. And we know that there may be others in your reality that may have fear, but it's about practicing acceptance of all, and even the brothers and sisters who are in fear. They're the ones who needs the love the most, the compassion the most, for they are you. We are one. As the collective moves to higher dimensions of oneness remembrance, you'll start to remember this for yourself. You as a collective will let go of judgment, because you'll recognize that others are you. You'll start to recognize that you are all connected. And if you project your human belief systems that is based on old paradigms of fear, then you are affecting yourself. You are projecting fear and limitations on yourself, because those others are you. But this takes time. It is just one step, and you are in the midst of it all. You are seeing it in your society. Many people are awakening, but also people are in fear, and many people are attached to stories within the illusion as they awaken, as they remember, as they explore physical reality. They are starting to see behind the veil. This is all part of the process. So love and acceptance is the key here. And no, not everyone is going to be on this remembering journey the same way that you are, and the same way that others are. Everyone's journey to remembrance is unique to them. And this is perfect for them, and this is perfect for their soul contracts and for the collective soul contracts. You are supported in so many ways. This is why there are so many of us here with you, supporting you, because we are one with you. And as you vibrate and as you activate that higher oneness remembrance in the collective, you will meet us. You will be able to see who you are as a collective amongst the other collectives within the stars. And you will be able to be at a point where you will unite and collaborate with galactic collectives. It is all in your timelines, but it's up to the perceived individuals in your collective on how you want to continue to hold on to the resistance. Do you wish to continue to hold on to the resistance, or are you able to surrender it and let go? Because you wanted this expansion, you wanted this remembrance, and it is with love that you chose it. And we will be supporting you every moment in your journey, like we have always been, for we are you. Welcome. What would you like to discuss today?
Can I ask you to help me to remember more who I am?
Dear one, You being here is one important step in your remembering journey. For you to remember more of who you are is to live more in the present moment. The fact you are asking the question, how to remember more of who you are, means there is we would say, a belief there that is, we would say, urging you to know more about who you are. But we would ask you to look at that. Is it based in patience? Is it based in wanting to go many steps ahead in your journey? Is it based on you having impatience for your journey? Or is it based on pure inspiration and that you have declared you are ready to know more? We would ask you to look at this, because your journey is unfolding perfectly and there is a divine time for everything. You may feel some resistance and some impatience in your human terminology, that you maybe have not been able to let go of certain things in the illusion of physical reality, and then you judge your journey. This is part of human nature. So understand this is part of your journey and this is supposed to happen. If you are supposed to move through challenges with a blink of an eye, then why are you here? You wanted this extra challenge. It is showing you something. Instead of resisting it and wanting to resolve things, embrace it. There are many gifts there. And we have told you in different ways that resistance is the key of your remembering. If you have resistance, then we would say this does not allow you to further activate the remembrance of who you are. It will in divine time, but know this is part of your journey. And another perspective is, are you resisting the resistance? Resistance is a vibration and it can be used in many different perceptions. So there is we would say, a place where people use resistance, use judgment on how they are resisting, and that itself is resistance. So accept everything in your reality. Everything is for you, my dear one. I know that it can be challenging for you to fully accept certain things in your reality, and the fact that it's been quite challenging for you to let go of certain things, but it's there for a reason. If it was not meant to be there for a reason, then it would not be in your existence. So we would say, practice embracing it. Instead of resisting it, instead of trying to push it away, instead of seeing it as something as unwanted, see it as something as wanted. Now we know this can be challenging, but you also know that you are advanced enough to address this face on and to embrace it. Because there are many things within these conditions that will further activate your remembrance. This is your key here. And the things that you fear and the things that you resist is the very key to your remembering. So everything that you see as challenging, once you can face it, once you can embrace it, then there is your key. You will be able to resolve it. You'll be able to then perceive it in a love frequency. You'll be able to see what is teaching you. And once you can do that, your vibration will increase and it will align to certain frequencies, to a vibrational key that will unlock more of remembering for you. This is also in combination with your inward work, going inwards, being silent, connection. But while doing these connection practices, it is about addressing what you fear the most, what you resist the most. The key is hidden within this. This is why so many people resist looking at certain conditions, because they see it as something that will not assist them. But this is where the key lies. You have been conditioned as a society to brush things under the rug, to look for higher ideas, to look at positive perspectives. And yes, this is beneficial. But for you to really unlock the key, it is to embrace what you perceive to be as fear, what you perceive to be conditions that are unwanted. This is your key. So to face these and to explore this is to do so in a environment that you feel safe in. For in higher truth, you are safe. But because you are attached to the human experience of security, then it might aid you in going deeper and embracing and investigating in your human comprehension what it is there to show you. So use this when you do your meditations and your connection practices. Make the intention to explore it. Make the intention to hold it in your mind's eye. Make the intention to speak to it, to make the intention for this condition to show you why it's still in your life and why it's still causing you resistance, and what are the beliefs that you are attached to allowing it to stay in your reality. Know that soul contracts play a part here, and even if you may do lots of work on your belief systems, it may still remain for a purpose. So ask it in unison. What is it there to show you? What is it there to teach you? And is there anything within my own belief systems that I can address to resolve this? Speak to it, communicate with it. Hold it in your heart center. Do not be afraid to hold it in your heart center. Do not be afraid to feel the full force of emotions. You are a human being, and human beings feel. So let go of any resistance to the feeling sense of any emotions that is uncovered. It is for you. Know that you are safe. Once you can have this dialogue with this condition, once you are able to then see what it is showing you, you will find relief there and your vibration will increase. And this is what further activates your remembering. It'll happen automatically. It is a vibrational key because all the remembrance of who you are is already within you. And it is your vibration that unlocks the remembering. And it's how you manage resistance. Is this something you can do?
Thank you.
My dear one, know that even though you're exploring this higher perspective, you are still human. So in this journey of remembering who you are, it can be, we would say, easy to want to be different than you are. Want to be more advanced than you are in your perception. Want to be more enlightened. Want to be more advanced in every single way. But my dear one, you are already that. You are already perfection. How you're expressing life in human form is perfect because you chose to be expressing life in human form. And because you chose to express life in human form, you chose to explore life through certain conditions in your reality. You wanted to experience this duality consciousness. This is linked to the human experience. So you wanted it, and it is all for you, for your journey. Would you like to discuss any conditions in your reality that you have resistance around?
As you said, love and acceptance are the key. I am now processing the acceptance and more on love. And I believe that we are supported in many ways. I am supported in many ways. So, yes, I'm also processing the let go and surrender and believe.
And trust.
Yeah, and trust.
Do you have any examples in your life?
When
Do you have any examples in your life experience where you have been practicing acceptance?
yeah,
You have found it challenging to practice acceptance?
yeah, I have lots of experience, and it's only for me, for I cannot express it to others because they might say I'm crazy. So
Expressing what, mighty one? Expressing your beliefs or expressing your truth?
expressing my belief, yeah, my truth, and I think expressing my truth is also hard. No, not hard, but sometimes it's hard for me to express my truth, for my surroundings has this old belief system. So sometimes I hold to express my truth also.
When you have the feeling to express but you cannot express, take note of your emotions. Do you feel guided to speak but you feel fear? Or are you not guided to speak but you want to say something, to prove something, to change a condition? This
So,
will guide you in expression, in expressing yourself that is inspired. You do not have to say anything if you are not inspired to do so. You can simply accept the conditions and not say anything. If you are in a frequency of fear, you may have the urge to say something out of fear. And if you have the urge and you act on it, know that it is not wrong. Know that it's just part of the human experience. So it's about processing your emotions in the moment and then asking yourself, is this based on love or is this based on fear? And am I inspired to say this? And if you feel guided to share something, we would say act on it in a period of time, in your human perception of time, to be within the day, we would say. Because for you as a human collective, that fear attachment, that when you receive that guidance, that is the portal to your power, because you receive it in the present moment. And it's then when you're able to more easily push past the fear, when you're able to step through the fear and still act on guidance. But because the human collective is still attached to fear, if you wait in your human terms of time, if you wait an extended period of time, it would say that attachment to fear becomes ever stronger. And because that fear then becomes stronger, you are become in a state, in a belief system attachments, that you are too fearful to then speak your inspired truth. And it might be because you have many belief systems about fear of judgment. And all the attachments that you are still running on in your ego mind, in the human systems. It is habitual systems. And this is why we say, live more from the heart center. While living in the heart center, you can detach more from these ego-based habitual systems, which are not wrong, but they are based on duality consciousness. They are part of a human paradigm that is no longer needed. So if you are receiving guidance to take a certain action, then we would say that the most perfect time to take that action is in the moment. Because it is there where there is less fear. Because it is then when you're attached to the portal of your true power and you do not feel the fear. Or if you do, it'll be minimal compared to if you wait. So this can be something that you can take action on if you do receive guidance to take action. But just know your journey is perfect. And many of the time, people who are on this journey judge their own progress. So know that every action that you take, whether it is in love or it is in fear, know that it is also perfect. If you take an action in fear, then it is okay. Many of the time, once you know these higher perspectives and you as a collective and those people exploring these higher truths and they understand this conceptually and they then go act in fear, they can tend to then judge themselves for acting in fear, and that creates further resistance. So know that if you act in fear, then it is okay. If you notice that you are acting in fear, then just make that note. Become aware that you acted in fear and then accept it. Accept yourself for you acting in fear. It's about acceptance in all conditions and even conditions that you take. This is a key here. And this is a key to let go of the resistance, because there has been so much conditioning in the human collective. There has been so much attachment to resistance and control. And this paradigm is falling away because you are ready for more remembering of who you are. But to be aware of this resistance is to live more in the present moment. And accepting your own journey is a key also to heighten your frequency, because if you can do that, if you can heighten your frequency by accepting all conditions within yourself and all actions that you take, it means that when you come across another that causes resistance, you'll be more easily be able to process that fear, because you'll be at a higher frequency and you'll be able to have some knowing that this person is you. So it might be more easier to accept others' conditions, but it still may be challenging to accept your own conditions, your own life experience. So focus this firstly on yourself, because this is a key to remember the love state that you are. But do know you are never alone. You're always with you. You can make the intention to visit with us. It is all up to you, my dear one. But no, it's not by accident. You're exploring these high dimensional remembrances because you're ready to remember. The fact that you are here is evidence to you that you are ready to remember more of who you are. And it's about trusting in divine time. And part of the human paradigm is to want things straight away, that instant gratification that you call it. You want the instant results. But part of this paradigm is no longer needed. It is about trusting in the universal laws and trusting in how the universe works, trusting in the power that you are. And this includes trusting in the divine time of all things, for all things do occur in the perfect time. And in your human comprehension, this may seem a long time, and because of this, you may feel impatient. But this is just a human perception. There is a reason for all time periods in your human understanding. So continue to accept everything in your reality. You may wish to connect to the stars of the night sky. You may want to experiment meditating in this way, gazing into the universe, asking it to further assist you in connecting with who you are. Focus on how the stars dance. Focus on how, by you focusing on the stars, it helps solidify your connection with the stars, your connection with all that is. Just as you connect to nature, you can connect to the stars. For you are one of the stars, my dear one. Know that your journey is perfect. And we know there is much conditioning. But be patient with yourself. Love yourself. Accept yourself in everything that you do. For you are taking action from a human comprehension. You are not meant to see the full picture of all that is. But you are, in every step that you take, seeing more of the picture. And we are assisting you to see this bigger picture by bringing forth these teachings, by us assisting in the activation of more of who you are, activating more of the remembrances of who you are. It is just one step. Know that you are tied to the collective consciousness, the collective race. So you are rising together. You are connecting together and expanding together. My dear one, is there anything else you'd like to discuss before we finish here today?
Any message to all light workers for this 2020?
The message is that many people, many light workers are activating more of who they are within them. They are being activated. If not now, they have been going through stages of activations for the last several years in preparation for what is occurring right now in this year of 2020. Now, in this process of remembering who they are, depending on their soul contracts, depending on how they have dealt with their soul work, they will have certain belief systems, certain attachments to fear. And these attachments will vary between the different light workers. And this is why you see many light workers on different, what you call as different levels of expansion. They are all just as advanced everyone is just as advanced, is that people are on different, we'll say, stages of remembering more of who they are. And there is a reason for it. There is a reason why some beings have remembered more of themselves, if you would like to compare with others. It's because of their soul contracts. It's because there is still inner work to be done there. So we do not have to know why that is, and just accept others' journeys and accept our own journeys. But know if there is resistance, this is a key. This is where your key is to remembering more of who you are. And by taking this perception, you'll be able to embrace more of your fear-based belief systems that are attached to certain conditions. Instead of ignoring it, it is about embracing it. And many light workers are being activated and are now reaching out to other light workers. This is why there are so many of you connecting with one another in different groups. This is why there are teachings out there being able to instigate these connections, being able to bring forth these teachings in an overt way, because it resonates with you, because this is a remembering that you already have within you. You are starting to remember that you know all this information that we speak, and that all the beings of the light speak. This is the resonance. And you feel drawn for more of these teachings because you are starting to make the connection that you actually know this for yourself. So the various light workers will find those that will further activate the rememberings for them. It might be through Kimberley, but it might be through others. That is aligned to their soul contracts, that is aligned to belief systems that are at the forefront for them. And that is aligned to the stages of their remembering journey. So it is okay if you see light workers being drawn to perhaps people that perhaps teach in duality perspectives, because that is what they're ready for. It is not wrong, but it's part of their journey. And once they're able to integrate more of the remembering of who they are, then they will find that they can move on to more higher understandings of oneness. This is why you see many groups at the moment exploring many, we would say, differing perspectives. Yes, they are going through the awakening stages in your terminology, but first they must detach from duality consciousness. But for them to detach from duality consciousness, they must process that first, must process their fears in duality consciousness first. And this is why you see a varying difference between where the light workers are at the moment. It is not by accident. But now is a time of great awakening, and their expansion will come across as something being brought on as quite sudden. So we would say in previous timelines, the awakening journey may take years. It may take a lifetime, if not more. But now, because it's time of great awakening, these remembrances are being activated and being remembered in the conscious awareness in your human comprehension in a shorter amount of time. And for some people, this we would say this short and condensed period of time of awakening may mean that it may be shocking to the system with some people. They may be having to deal with certain beliefs about the world and about themselves, that instead of exploring it in a pace that's very comfortable, that doesn't cause much discomfort, because it's coming on so intensely, it might trigger them. It might mean that they are shocked into having the choice between rejecting it and being open to accept it one step at a time. So you'll find there are people who may seem not ready to explore higher truths, but it is because things are being activated so suddenly for them in their comprehension that they're having trouble with understanding higher truths, and that is okay. When they are ready in the divine time, they'll be more open to higher understandings, to higher remembrances. Everyone is on this journey perfectly. So the fact that you are able to connect to higher understandings of oneness, the fact that you are able to accept conditions, even though it still might be challenged for you, you are able to hold that perception. The fact you can do this means you are very advanced amongst the light workers. Everyone's highly advanced, everyone is equal. However, your level of remembrance, you would say, is at a stage where you are more aligned to who you truly are. So use this as evidence that you are remembering more of who you are. The fact you can even comprehend that everything is happening for you. Because many people cannot accept this. They are not ready to accept this. Because there are people who are still attached to duality. And that is perfectly okay. This is part of the system. This is part of the awakening process. This is a time where you may feel inspired to share these higher truths, to share your own understandings. Because as people go through their awakening journey, they may feel lost, they may feel confused. So you can be a voice there. You can be an activator there if you choose, if you feel guided to do so. You may be able to further guide others into remembering their own light. But by doing that, be able to process the fear in taking action in that is to know that you are fully worthy of that. Do you see yourself as worthy? Our heart is overjoying. This is your key. Know that you are worthy. And if you can know that you are worthy of great power, if you know that you are worthy to assist activating the light for others, then you are ready, mighty one. It is only in attachments to duality consciousness and attachments to dimensions of the past where you do not see you are capable of it. Dimensions of the past of who you were is no longer existing in the present now. So focus on who you are now. Focus on your capabilities of the now, for you have evolved. If you focus on dimensions of who you were in the past, these are dimensions where you are more limited than you are now. Your true power is in the present now. This is the dimension where your power lies. The most evolved version of you is now, right here, talking to us. This is where your power lies. So trust it. Trust it that you have support. We are all there with you, my dear one. Do you feel that you are ready?
Yes.
We'll use this as validation because you are. You are ready to shine your light in all your unique ways. The fact that you can even comprehend oneness, can comprehend love expression in love that is expressed in all things, is proof to you that you are ready to shine the truth, the light of all that is, to assist igniting the light of others. It is okay if you still have your own challenges. Kimberley still has her fears. Everyone that is existing right now is in the process of letting go of these fears, because the human collective is still wanting to explore this attachment. You are letting go of this attachment. But just know you can still be a powerful leader and still have obstacles in your life. You can still have challenges in your life. You can still have conditions in your life where you haven't fully accepted. This is okay. It is about leading from the heart center. You do not have to pretend that you have everything in a perfect way that society deems as perfect. This is the old approach. You are perfect as you are now, and you are powerful just as you are now. You would not be here otherwise talking to us, being open to these rememberings of who you are, these rememberings of who you are as source manifested, that all is one, that all is perfect. You have much value to share. Yes, some people may not be ready for the messages, but that is okay. If they come across your messages, then it is for them, even if it triggers them. So trust in your journey. Trust that you are ready now to further spread your light. You have always been doing this. From the day you were born, you were spreading your light. But now it is a time for higher expansion and to use this light to further activate others in more expansive ways. You are supported every step of the way.
Thank you.
It is our honor. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss before we finish here today?
I'm thinking to ask this or not, but okay. Is there any messages for the unawakened or in doubt? Any urgent message for still in doubt?
Messages for those people who are still in doubt, you ask?
Yes.
It's about trust. Trusting the universe. It is okay to have doubt. Many people at the moment, because it is a great purge, many people's faiths are being tested right now. This is part of the purge process. You may have previously felt quite strong within yourself, quite powerful, yet now you do not feel powerful. This is part of the purge. You are not going backwards. It is just you are purging these belief systems that are attached to paradigms that are no longer needed. And while you're going through this purge, doubt may be a belief that is being purged out into your conscious awareness. The perception of trust, the perception of security, that you are not safe, that you are not secure. These are beliefs attached to duality consciousness that is now being purged. So because it's being purged, because you're attached to the collective consciousness, there would be some level of attachment to this within your own belief system. So it is only natural that you have some, we would say, some attachments and some emotional expressions of doubt in your physical reality. Some feelings of doubt, some perceptions of doubt, because you are purging this. If you are feeling fear, we would say, this is the time for you to further go inward. Know that this will pass. this vibrational frequency purge may trigger emotions within you where you doubt your power, you doubt your role, you doubt the universe in its part in bringing you exactly what you want. This is okay. Focus on acceptance. Focus on accepting that you also have this belief, that you also have this doubt. And if you can acknowledge that this is part of the purge process, then you're able to let go of more of the resistance. And as you continue to practice acceptance, this feeling, this belief will then be transmuted through you. And this doubt will no longer be felt within you. But this takes divine time. The more you resist, the more it will remain in your experience. Can't you see? If you're able to let go and accept, it'll be able to be purged from you more easily. So doubt is a common human paradigm. It is based on duality, and it is a perfect emotion for the human experience, but it is just no longer needed. So allow it to move through you and accept that this is moving through you. Focus on what brings you joy in the moment, even if that means taking a pause from the exploration of higher understandings. If this is causing you further resistance, then focus on what brings you joy, because this will help increase your vibration. Focus on what allows yourself to connect to the heartbeat of all that is, that allows you to connect to who you truly are. Find something that allows you to connect in all the ways that is available to you. It might be going inwards. It might be watching a certain TV program. It does not matter. We do though encourage you to practice your inward work. But if you also have resistance to your inward work, look at that resistance. Do not force yourself to do something that does not make you feel good. If you do not feel like doing meditation, then don't do your meditation. Do what is good for you, that honors you in the moment. Follow the guidance. Sometimes it is also teaching you to let even go further control. For you can feel good without doing meditation, without doing your inner work. So it's teaching you that you don't have to act in certain activities for you to feel good, for you to raise your frequency. It's about looking at the resistance and the acceptance in your life, in all aspects of your life. If you need a break, then so be it. But we know that you are also ready. Your body's going through different changes at the moment, integrations of certain energies. So know in a divine time, when you feel that guidance, know that you are worthy and that you're ready to go forward. But listen to your guidance and accept all the emotions and feelings within you that is part of this process. And if you need to take a break, then take a break. If you feel called to go forwards, then go forwards in speaking your truth. It is all perfect. Everything that is occurring in your reality is allowing you to address resistance in your life, in all aspects in your life. And even aspects that maybe you haven't even looked at before. It is all there for you, my dear one.
As I share my truth to my family, friends, I can feel that they are still in doubt mood. So,
And that is okay
mm,
as part of their journey.
mm,
It is common for us to want to share these higher teachings with others, but not everyone is ready for this remembering stage.
mm,
And what can happen is that we want to, perhaps in the human comprehension, to want people to try and control certain conditions so people do see our perspective. But this is resistance. This is based in control. This is based in the old paradigm. You do not have to convince anyone. You do not have to make people see your perspective. If you feel guided to speak your truth, then so be it. But let go of all attachments to how they perceive it. When you speak higher truths, there is always an activation within them. There is an alchemizing reaction within their being. So even in their conscious awareness, they may appear to disregard it, but there is still a change within them. The higher self within them, in your terminology, will be able to receive this message and activate something within them, their system in their journey. So know that if they are triggered or seem not interested in your messages, there is a part of them who is taking on this message and is creating changes within them energetically. It may not be a conscious change just yet within them, but if they are ready and if it's part of their soul contracts, then you will find that perhaps they will start to take on these perceptions in a more conscious way. But if they do not, then it is also perfect. And they are there playing the perfect role for you, in assisting you in speaking your truth and allowing you to practice on them in a higher perspective.
mm.
They are all playing a role for you. Know that they are all highly advanced, even if they do not fully remember who they are. They're just playing that role for you. If they trigger you, know that they are your master teacher and thank them for the lesson. You can be creative here in how you play this game, my dear one. But let go of attachments of what others will think. And know that you do not even have to share if you do not want to. If you're not inspired to do so, then you do not need to also share your truth. Just act on the guidance, and this will lead your way. You will be led every single step of the way because you are source. So trust in your own guidance. We are coming through overtly through Kimberley, however, we are you. And because you are attached to duality consciousness, we are coming through as separate beings. But we are one with you. We are you. So trust in your own guidance, for all the wisdom is all within you. It's not outside of yourself. It is within you, dear one.
Thank you.
It is with our love that we come through today. It is with our intention to ignite oneness dimensions within you. You are already exploring magnificently in your journey of oneness exploration. Continue to practice the acceptance. Practice letting go of paradigms that no longer serve you. And how do you know it doesn't serve you? Or how do you feel in the moment? Your feelings are a very effective tool in your human experience to gauge where your frequency lies. If you have a negative emotion, this is your gauge. That is a paradigm that is no longer needed. To transcend it is to accept it and to perceive it in a perspective of love. This is how you transcend your fears, and this is how you activate your rememberings. Even further, one step at a time, dear one. Until next time,
Thank you.
Farewell.